KLAF News Time, it is 3:36. During his State of the Union speech, President Obama talked about protecting America from enemies that seek to attack the power grid, financial institutions, and air traffic control. And yesterday, he signed an executive order laying out plans to protect the country from cyber attack. Joining us now is cybersecurity expert Matt Yarbrough with the Dallas-based Yarbrough Law Group. Matt, thanks for joining us. We're clearly past those days when we all lined up nukes across the ocean from one another. Tell us about this threat that the president's really focused on.
Well, it's real, and it's been out there for quite some time. You know, the newest, most effective way of warfare today is electronic warfare. I mean, and quite frankly, the United States is quite good at it ourselves, and we do it a lot to other foreign countries and terrorist groups. But the president's right. It's something that we need to be focused on, not just from a government standpoint, but also from a private industry standpoint.
I'm almost scared to ask this, but have there been specific instances where we've been close or kind of close?
Well, absolutely. They happen every day. I mean, we may not hear about them in the news, and they sometimes don't get out. You'll hear about hacktivists sometimes with regards to Sony and the PlayStation. But every day, there's folks in China and other foreign countries that have entire armies of folks who spend all day knocking on the electronic back doors of U.S. major companies, networks, and, important services that we all, need, such as water and energy.
Right. So what are the measures or some of the specifics that the president would like to stop or at least explore or, take more of an interest in?
Well, he did talk about the banking system, which is an important one because you can imagine, it would be sort of the modern day equivalent if the banking system was shut down of a 1920 run on the market. So that was one of the major parts there is getting our financial system in place. It would be even more devastating than the fall of the markets of 2008 if foreign power or even, just some electronic criminals wanted to take advantage of the banking system. And so really the call is the hard part for the president and Congress and the agencies out there that have to enforce this, like Secret Service and FBI, is that so much of this really lays in the hands of private individuals and private companies. So you can legislate some of it, a duty to do so by a bank or a private corporation, but it's still left upon those individuals to really protect all of us.
I have firsthand knowledge of someone hacking into my bank account, and while everything was covered and everything was cleared, it was still 3 or 4 days of a pain in the butt. We'll leave it at that. We're talking to Matt Yarbrough. I can only imagine on a global or a United States level. What are some of the other things is there anything we can do ourselves?
Well, obviously the personal individual can do things such as have your own security software, use better passwords yourself. But sometimes it's just way beyond the individual to do something about it. Obviously, individuals working within companies can be more aware of it themselves because if you're protecting lots of times, that company, you're protecting the individual too. But it's more and more the more we can be aware of it, the more we can put together prospective measures to do so. I can tell you, having represented large, international corporations, I'm still amazed when I get into those companies to see that they treat the issue with software patch or some form of technology, not really realizing it's maybe more human process that really protects us more.
Yeah, when you start thinking, and, as I was getting ready for this, I was thinking power grids and air traffic control, banking, investment. That's so many things that could really do some harm to us.
Well, exactly. I mean, you can only imagine affecting air traffic control and systems like that. And as I mentioned, they're the ones, too, whether it's nuclear energy or waste, or
Sure.
water plants. It could be absolutely devastating when those things would be attacked with some sort of electronic warfare, even just the denial of those services alone.
As the president puts this thing together, I guess we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes or have kind of like a report card for this, do we? And I guess that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, I guess to some certain extent, right, it's with any presidential initiative. The president could be out there trying to lead it or talking about the importance of it. But again, if it's not legislated with a duty out there for private companies to follow through with it, then having a cult of electronic arms doesn't do you much good if you know that the other folks aren't falling in line for the defense.
Matt, I appreciate you joining us for a few minutes. Thanks so much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
KLAF News Time. It is 3:42. Coming up, we've got traffic and weather next. An update from the Wall Street Journal coming your way at 3:50, and the latest in sports at 3:53. KLAF News and Information Time. Thanks for joining us. 3:42.